No one was born smart. All of us are born with a certain percent of knowledge in our minds. But as we grow old, that knowledge gets expanded, and the more we do things over and over again, the good or better or perfect we become in that. Most of cases we are young, we are born with this self-belief which is very, very high. And then this self-belief, it goes hand in hand with the confidence. So meaning I have this confidence, there's no like low self-esteem. Everything I do, I believe in it. And then if my gut, if I would say for example what they call gut, so if my gut is telling me to go this way, I'll go this way. If my gut is telling me to touch this stove, even though it's red, I will touch it. Even though people will say to me, my surroundings will be like, for example, let's take it for a young girl who's very young, for example, a 5-year-old. So like now the stove is very red, and then we as adults, we know that when that kid touches that stove, he or she's going to get hurt, meaning she will feel the pain. And then like now we're preventing her from not feeling the pain, and while on her state of mind, she doesn't know that thing is paining. So like now we are born with that thing, and then like now as we grow older, that confidence gets distracted. Sometimes it gets distracted in a way of it's going down, and sometimes it's going up depending on the environment. So for example, we'll take a kid from at home. So like now when the kid is at home, they are very wide, they are very happy, they do whatever they want to do. But when you take that kid outside of their home, you take them to the other, like for example crèche or something, when they are new in that environment, they at the first time they will act crazy in a way of they will cry, and then so when they cry, they are not comfortable in that zone. But when you take that kid to at home, they are very comfortable, they act crazy. But when they are outside, they are not comfortable as they are, and they are low, and their self-esteem it's very low when they are in that spot. So meaning in life there are environments whereby when you are in this environment, you will feel like, okay, I cannot cope. Do you understand? I cannot cope only because of when I was growing old, there were some circumstances environment wise which like they would affect me in a way of that's why I would like to say in a way of when I don't achieve certain thing, when I don't achieve a certain thing, when I don't achieve that certain thing, or which the people around me they want me to achieve. So in their own understanding, for example, let's say I have a younger brother, and then my younger brother is doing grade 8. So while they're in grade 8 now, I personally want them to pass that grade 8 with only distinctions, no code 5 or code 4, but only distinctions. But now on their mind or on their environment, they feel like it's hard for them to actually get all of those things. But in my own language, I want that kid to be there. So sometimes we fail to understand this person's language. So if this kid is mostly for example indoors, doesn't like to go outside, the only way sometimes is to get in her world or his world, and then try to understand what is the reason behind this person, and then live in that world. Even if it will take a year being there, it will, like you won't die because of sacrificing the whole year being in that person's world, will like be 1,000 more happiness to her, or like to you, in a way of like you'll be like, now whatever you say or do to this person, you will understand them. So you will know, okay, if I want this person if I want to go in a club with this person, and I know that she doesn't like crowd, when she's around crowd, she loses like her self-confidence. So what is the other way that I can do? Okay, take this person to hiking. In the hiking, it's less people, and even there she will enjoy, or he or she will enjoy. So we sometimes fail to understand or to read those young people's language, and then but we expect them to act this way, but basically we don't understand that their own language. if we as human beings, or as that person, if you as that person who has lost the self-confidence, who has lost faith in themselves, who has lost everything, I would love to say to them, if you can give yourself some time. How? Give yourself some time in a way of remember the moment whereby you felt everything was complete, the moment whereby you felt like this is the moment you felt like this moment I would never exchange it for anything, for I don't care whatever, but for anything. So if you can remember at that moment and zoom in that moment, feel it. If you were once achieved, I don't know, but you were once achieved something, remember that moment, the feeling that you had, and remember the reason behind you achieving that thing, and remember especially the feeling, mental feeling and spiritual feeling. Remember those feelings, and then just take them in, and then like try to restart that feeling, and I'll say restart or reboot that same feeling, and then like see what it will bring up into you. Because of, I believe you were once happy, you were once smart, you were once that person, like you felt like everything was just fine until that moment, and then that moment, and it ruined everything. So history, that's one of the main other things, is that we let history to actually take control of the present and the future. And then like now, when we allow those the history to take control of the present and the future, and then we end up living in that time. Do you understand? So if I'll take this like in the way of, let's say, a person was once in an accident or be bullied or something like that. So like now, when that thing hunts you and stuff, we take that history and then put it there in the present. So meaning whatever happens, it will remind you of that thing. So sometimes we have to deal with the past, not leave the past, but deal with that problem, so that problem, it cannot disturb you in the present, also in the future. Do you understand? So sometimes we fail to actually fight that past or history, because of like people will be like, no, history, leave the history alone and stuff. But that history, there will be something, small thing, which will remind you of everything that happened. So most cases we have to, as a human being, deal with what happened personally, and then if you feel like you need the help externally, and then talk to those ones who are close to you. Mara, sometimes young people, it's not easy for them to talk. It's like for example myself, it would be not easy to talk to my mother about some other stuff, for example. So it would be, I'd rather speak to an elder from outside of my family, and then from there things would be better. That's why other people, they refer that thing to, maybe they are therapists. When they speak to certain people, they don't know, they feel comfortable. So also I'll say to those who are hurt and they are depressed and they are stressed and they have low self-esteem, try to go out of this comfortable circle, meaning your family, your friends and stuff. Go to someone which you don't know, even if you can be in a test. Sometimes talking heals. Talking and stuff really heals. So if you can talk, no need to talk to anyone, but talking really heals. You can go to the for example, to the mountain and just shout, to talk to the birds, and then talk to the nature, shout, so that the nature can be able to understand what you have inside. And then after speaking out, you'll be like, voila, everything is